my 90210 days. But I do know about people, and especially young people, and they will take any opportunity to call someone a racist.
That's true, isn't it?
They love it. It's their passion.
And they've done it in Europe. They're doing it here, right, Tim? Look, dozens of stories, British newspapers, American newspapers, about the wave of intolerance that's been sweeping England after this vote. But there's no real proof for it.
I mean, I hate Polish people. Number one, and I do it quietly. Every day, I hate them. I love that there was leaflets. I don't love this, but it is funny. They were passing leaflets out after the Brexit called "Leave Polish Vermin." Come on, that is funny. I'm Irish. If I saw a leaflet that said, "Hey, Irish vermin, get out of here," it would not ruin my day. I would laugh.
Yeah.
So I think we're suffering from no sense of humor.
Well, you know what's interesting? That those leaflets, they weren't handing them out on the street. They were depositing them in mailboxes, which makes me think that the people behind them were the
Polish, yes.
No, what I'm saying is that they're busy calling the Brexit people racist. So I think they stuck these phony things in there. And I don't think there was any racist behind that.
I think that it's the easy argument to say somebody's a racist. If somebody disagrees with you now, the left in this country feels like they're trying to kill you.
That is such a bigoted thing to say. Unbelievable. I'm sitting there.
Look, this is, I think that they're in denial, that they're saying, well, this is just a British thing. It has nothing to do with American politics.
All I have heard is that this is a mutiny against the elites. Oh, it's a mutiny against the liberals who are pro-Europe. It's a mutiny against conservatives. It's a mutiny against migrants. Who's left? Come on, this is a very simple story of people who felt that they were left out of the economic explosion or implosion, as it were.
Yes.
And they start to feel that they really weren't getting pulled in and along for the ride. And so we understand how they feel, certainly, and it is the will of the people. And now it's no longer a counterfactual. You can't sit there and say, well, what if we were to break away? Now they have, and now we'll see. So we're watching. I mean, this can be
who's next, do you think? The next countries that are in line, do you think France? Do you think...
Well, you've heard about Frexit. Okay, there's now Frexit, at least that agitation. There's
France,
Czech out, Czech Republic. There's Austria, and then...
Well, that was a harder one to come up with.
How about this one, Bonnie? Italy. So, who knows?
It's very complicated. I feel like this reminds me of Sister Wives, when the one wanted to go. Who gets what?
Yeah.
It's very complicated.
Kristen, I think you agree with my monologue, don't you?
I do.
There we go.
Look, the working class Brits are sick of the elites telling them to sit down and shut up and accept open borders. These migrants that are flooding Europe and Britain, they are unvetted and they are causing crime rates to spike, and they're a drag on the economy. It's not racist to not want to be stabbed or mugged by a migrant. It's not racist to want your hard-earned tax dollars to support a non-working foreigner.
Do you think
It sounds to this what I hear. It's not racist to not want to be stabbed by a colored. Okay?
It's nothing to do with race.
It's not.
It has nothing to do with race. I don't want to be stabbed by anyone.
Polish people are white, and they hate another white group. Polish, they want the Polish out.
Well,
everyone should get behind that.
Why were they ever behind this idea, Kristen, that they shouldn't be in control of their own borders?
They're not behind this idea, but it's very easy for the elites, the beautiful people in London who control...
There are no beautiful people in London.
Well, it's very easy for the more privileged people to look down their nose at the peasants, because the ruling class, they're surrounded by armed guards.
That's right.
They're so out of touch.
But Tom, it's fascinating to think that Fleet Street, the big banks, that's code for big banks, they didn't win this one. They would have liked very much to have the ability to have this cross-continental trade and all of this business.
Yeah.
They didn't win this one. This was truly the will of the people, and we'll see how it goes.
You know what else is similar between the Brexit and this? Can we show that picture? Look, I think, you know Boris, who's...
Bojo.
Boris
Johnson.
Yeah, Boris, take a look at those.
There we go.
Kind of,
Two heroes.
are we going to have two yellow-haired rulers in our future? Maybe.
It looks like Daryl Hammond doing Donald Trump.
It does, but that's Boris. And he might be the next prime minister. Who knows? Okay, next story. Disagree with the Democrats on global warming? Prepare to be investigated. The new platform of the Democratic National Committee thought police Oh, that's what I read it wrong. I suppose there was a joke in there. The new Democratic National Thought Police calls for the Department of Justice to, quote, investigate alleged corporate fraud on the part of fossil fuel companies who've reportedly misled shareholders and the public on the scientific reality of climate change. Basically what that means is if you're a coal producer that disagrees with the Obama administration, you're screwed. Currently, 3 state attorneys general are investigating Exxon, and 2 AGs demanded records on conservative think tanks and scientists that are skeptical of liberals' climate alarms. Republicans call it an attack on free speech, and were quick to point out that if it is possible to minimize the risks of climate change, then the same goes for exaggeration. If minimization is fraud, exaggeration is fraud.